I had a plan. I'm gonna do this, this, and that. And I stuck to the plan. I said, I'm gonna see you last. I didn't lie. I just stuck to what I felt in my spirit and what to do, you know, and that's what I did.
And I think you're good at what you do, you know, that like, yeah, it's good. I like it.
I just, like I said, I seen him picking up steam. Like he was, you know, making noise. And I felt like he got to the point where like it's time to run it, you know? I feel like he's coming into his own. I am myself. And I felt like it was the perfect time.
But I always knew that. Stronger than me? No, you weren't strong. You punched like...
The boxing world is buzzing following a fiery interview in which Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn faced off ahead of their highly anticipated showdown.
I really say it's gonna be hard or easy. Sometimes I think fights are gonna be hard and then it's over in like a second. Sometimes it's gonna be easy work and it's actually harder than I thought. So we just won't know till we're in there.
Somehow I find the target every time. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Serious. Come on now. Come on now. You know how it is. Your city? Your city?
Yeah, my city.
You don't think I'm gonna hit you with that left hook?
No.
Many fighters like you. I thought that was strong. Yeah, you go for it. You go for it. You go for it. You're the one that started that.
Go for it.
Ryan Garcia has officially announced Conor Benn as his upcoming opponent, setting the stage for a major showdown in Las Vegas. The fight is currently slated for September 12th and is expected to be one of the biggest boxing events of the month. The contest will also represent Garcia's first defense of the WBC welterweight title, adding another important layer to an already intense rivalry.
I'm told that September, the Mexican holiday in September, around about the 12th of September, Las Vegas, the destination, as Ryan Garcia of Mexican heritage will be defending his WBC welterweight championship. And he was on the Jimmy Fallon show this week, which is massive over in the States. He made a big announcement because he says that he's going to be fighting a certain fella from the United Kingdom in the shape of...
Before this fight was finalized, Zuffa boxing promoter Dana White had already expressed interest in making a high-profile Garcia versus Benn showdown. That possibility became more realistic after Benn committed to a 5-bout deal with Zuffa.
A 1-fight deal with him, and now we just signed a 2.5-year, 5-fight deal with him to stay with Zuffa Boxing.
Ryan Garcia and the potential for a fight against him is what everybody's been making noise about. What fight do you want? What have you told Dana White?
Whoever wants it can get it.
That's who you are. I have no doubt about it. But I asked a very direct question. This is first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Like, who's the guy?
Garcia.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, Dana. That's what I was asking about. What about you, Dana?
I agree with everything he said. That's why I'm in the business right now, is to make the fights that people want to see. This sport is way more broken than I even thought it was. I've already done more fights this year, my first year, than all the promoters combined. Yeah. My job is to figure out how to pay him and pay me. You know, I got to make sure that we make enough money for everybody. His job is to be a badass.
I just want to give people value for money. I want people to want to tune into a Conor Benn fight. I pour my soul into my fights and I give them every.
During an appearance on Stephen A. Smith's show, Conor Benn recognized that facing Ryan Garcia would be the biggest challenge of his professional career so far. Benn emphasized the importance of the opportunity, viewing the fight as a major step toward establishing himself among boxing's elite.
Garcia and the potential for a fight against him is what everybody's been making noise about as well. Where is your head in regards to that? What fight do you want? What have you told Dana White?
Listen,
what fight did you want?
We're going to try and make the WBC World title. You know, I'm mandatory for that shot. I've worked hard to get to that shot. But ultimately, I'm not sure of options. You know, there's plenty of fighters calling me out. So we'll see what's there. Whatever fight the public want, they can get. I'm here because I want to make the biggest fights possible. Yeah. I want to make the most memorable nights in boxing. You know, the ones where people go, "Cool, what a fight, what a night." Something to remember, history made, legacy made. That's why I'm here. So whoever wants it can get it.
That's who you are. I have no doubt about it. But I asked a very direct question. This is first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Like, who's the guy?
Garcia.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, Dana. That's what I was...
Eddie Hearn believes the scale of this showdown could place it among the most significant events boxing has seen. With strong international attention, widespread discussion across social media, and fan bases that extend beyond traditional boxing audiences, the matchup has the potential to become a huge crossover spectacle.
Here against Conor Benn, arguably the biggest fight in boxing. I mean, we would take 15,000 to Las Vegas for that fight.
Conor would sell out a stadium with Ryan. Ryan's a huge name. He's got to beat Barrios first. I believe he will. So that's a monster fight. But we got to worry about Conor Benn and Conor Benn only. And I'm not having him sitting around waiting. You know what he's like. He's back in the gym already. He's looking phenomenal. He's not going to want to wait till July, August to fight. We need to fight May, June at the absolute latest, if we're guaranteed that fight. If not, we'll go.
Nigel Benn remains firmly convinced that his son, Conor, has the ability to defeat the toughest opponents in the sport. In his view, Conor can compete with and beat elite names like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, reflecting his strong confidence in his son's ability to succeed at the highest level.
When this interview goes out, Conor will have already fought, so assume he does beat Regis Prograis tonight. Do you want to see him in there with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney? Who do you want to see him in there?
Whoever they got lined up. I don't mind. I'm very confident my boys fighting all of them against Rolly, Garcia. So I'm just happy for him to fight any of them. I really do. And now that he's at his proper weight, you'll really see the best of Conor tonight.
Even with that belief in Benn, many observers argue that he still needs to make up some ground before he can be considered on the same level as Ryan Garcia.
Garcia is the favourite. And again, people say, you said blah, blah, blah. Yes, I did. I did, because I wasn't going to go, this geezer we promote's got absolutely zero chance, was I? Conor Benn is a brilliant athlete, right? He's a brilliant trainer. I'll never take away his strengths. But from a boxing perspective, he's not, from a boxing perspective, at the levels of Ryan Garcia. But he can still go in there and cause trouble against those fighters. And if he turns up on 100% on that day, can he beat him? Yeah, sure. But Ryan Garcia is a great fighter. It will be a massive occasion. I'm not taking anything away from it. What I stand by is the fact that it's one of the biggest fights in the sport. Conor Benn against Ryan.
Another concern raised by critics is Benn's lack of consistent action at 147 pounds, as he has had relatively few fights in the welterweight division during the last several years.
Fought at 147 pounds flat for the last 4 years. His last fight was 150 pound catch weight against Regis Prograis. He hasn't hit 147 for 4 years. Still highly ranked with the WBC at 147, and now gets an opportunity, it seems, in September to be fighting for a world championship.
Yeah, and we have to comment on that performance as the chief support for Tyson Fury and Arslanbek Makhmudov at Tottenham, whatever it was, 6-7 weeks ago, because he looked very weight drained all week as well. And like I say, he made 150, and it was really hard work. I think came in just under 150 anyway, didn't he, on the day?
Yeah.
And Regis Prograis is a slippery, slick southpaw, is at tail end of his career, on the way down at the moment. And even though Conor Benn won handily, it was over 10 rounds, I think, wasn't it, on the night? He didn't struggle, but he didn't look full of vim and vigour. The tensile strength is there, but he didn't look like the wrecking ball that fought at middleweight against Chris Eubank Jr. in the second fight.
Listen to Paulie Malignaggi had some things to say about the fight in Conor Benn. Listen to him.
Paulie, did you catch the Conor Benn fight? Did you catch the co-main event?
I did. You know what, guys? I'm done. I'm done with it. This guy is horrible. This guy's terrible. I don't mind watching Conor Benn. Like I don't mind him getting the fanfare. He's an okay fighter. Just don't start mentioning him at world-class level. Then you start crossing the line. Because he's not your Jake Paul either. So it's not like I'm throwing him all the way on the other side. I'm not doing that. I'm being a very honest person here. He's an okay fighter. Okay, but don't start mentioning him with these world-class situations and world-class fighters. He talks about Shakur Stevenson and all this other stuff. His name belongs nowhere near those guys, okay? For the fanfare, okay, I get it. People start talking about him. He's got a lot of popularity, and I understand that's going to happen. But don't start mentioning him boxing-wise with these guys. All of a sudden, right away, we start seeing tweets and Instagrams about this Shakur Stevenson fight and everybody. Shakur Stevenson would beat him with one hand. I would beat him right now.
10 British boxing commentator Gareth A. Davies has backed Ryan Garcia to secure a stoppage victory over Conor Benn in their anticipated world title encounter. Davies believes Garcia's speed and ability to land with precise timing could prove decisive in the matchup.
He's got star character and star qualities. If he's going to make 147, if he's good at the weight, it'll be a good fight. If he has really struggled at the weight, he's going to struggle against Garcia, who is a massive puncher at welterweight with both left and right hooks, notably that left hook. It's a dangerous fight for him. I think it'll deliver all the way to the fight, but I'm afraid I think he'll get knocked out by Ryan Garcia, unless he knocks Garcia out himself. I want to see Devin Haney in with Ryan Garcia as well in the rematch. That's a massive fight. But Conor Benn, I've said this before and I will say it again, could end up with 50, 60, 70 million in the bank and never win a world title. And that's an extraordinary thing to say, but it will make him a very successful boxer in this period.
If you're Conor now, is that the fight that you go after and you take next?
Yeah, because it's so big. It's a really big...
At 147?
Yes. Go and take it. Go and...
Timothy Bradley believes Conor Benn has not yet done enough to earn recognition as an elite welterweight. Based on Benn's recent performances, Bradley has raised concerns about his level of experience, in-ring choices, and continued technical development. Bradley pointed to Benn's bout with Regis Prograis as an example, arguing that Benn did not fully impose himself on an opponent who some felt was already past his best. While Benn's forward pressure, aggression, and power can create serious problems for opponents, Bradley feels his technical flaws become easier to expose when the level of competition rises.
You can look him up on BoxRec. He got 5 stars next to his damn name, like he's done something, you know, and he ain't done shit. You know, it's in the fight with Regis Prograis. You can see, you know, Regis was one of those guys that started late as well, but you can see the experience of Regis, you know, start to show through. Now, you know, Conor Benn and his team, you know, made the adjustment and went down to the body of Regis and started to slow down and kind of take the fight out of Regis. However, Regis was in the fight. You know, he was catching Conor Benn with some shit, you know, and it's just the inexperience and, you know, the low IQ of Conor Benn and not having enough experience to be at that elite.
Bradley pointed to Benn's performance against Regis Prograis as a clear indication that there are still aspects of his game that need refinement before he can be viewed as a complete elite fighter. As the bout progressed, Bradley felt Benn's limited experience and questionable choices became more noticeable, while Prograis used his composure, timing, and ring knowledge to have greater control in the later rounds.
He had some pop. You know, ever since, you know, he stopped drinking that baby milk, whatever that was, he took fertility, whatever. You know, then they say there's something about some contaminated eggs or some shit like that, whatever the hell that is, you know. I mean, that makes sense now to me. You know, why he's taking that shit, you know. They say, well, he didn't mean to take it and all this shit. Get the hell out of here with that. You know, he was suspended for some years, I believe. But you correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, it was mainly like because he don't believe in himself. You know, anytime he steps up in the fight, you know, the dude is scared. He's scared to death. You know, I'm pretty sure he was scared in this fight. You know, because not only did he have to come down in weight, you know, and cut muscle, he had to cut through muscle.
Greg Hackett is highly confident in Ryan Garcia's ability to deal with Conor Benn, highlighting Garcia's speed, precision, and dangerous counterpunching as key factors. He believes Garcia's ring awareness and natural punching power could make him especially difficult to handle at welterweight, particularly against a fighter who consistently moves forward and leaves openings. Hackett also sees Benn's aggressive style as something that could work in Garcia's favor. The more Benn presses the action, the more chances Garcia may have to exploit his speed and counter-attacking ability.
Like, I'm gonna knock you out, and Conor responds that Tank made you quit. Rolly Cat and Luke Campbell dropped you. What you think of that fight if it happens next?
I think it's a great fight. But I think if Ryan go out there looking like anything like his last fight, I think he'll stop Conor Benn. I don't think Conor Benn is defensive enough. I like his intensity level, but his defense don't really handle defense. And Ryan's speed gives anybody problems. And then he can punch too. So I think Ryan stopped Conor Benn on some real shit. I think all the 47-pounders will stop him. I think Brian Norman Jr. would stop him. I think Devin Haney would stop him. Whoever had 47, top echelon, I think they'll stop him.
Is it the weight? Because he looked good against Eubank.
Yeah, I think it could be the weight, but also I think it's just his style. His style It's not really that complicated. It's a simple style. And the things he do is simple. He jump in, jump out. You know what I mean? Jump in, jump out. It's like fighting a strong amateur. He's like...
Eddie Hearn considers Conor Benn a proven fighter on the domestic scene, but believes he still has to show that he can consistently compete with the world's top-level boxers. Hearn has also recognized the steady improvement Benn has made, noting that his performances have continued to develop from one fight to the next.
How do you feel with Conor being in the ring? People have asked me that. I didn't really feel any emotion, if I'm honest. Like, look, I didn't want him to look that bad, honestly. Like, I'm not watching him going, oh, I hope he looks terrible. I want him to look well. I was a bit frustrated watching because I think he can be much better than that. I also think that down at that weight, I just don't think he's got it in his head that he can make 47 and he can and he can make 47. But I don't think he's the same fighter when he's making 47, personally. But listen, he's had it off. I mean, fuck me. People are criticising him. Oh, he couldn't win a British title. He's not the best fighter in Essex. Look at what he's done. I mean, I would like to say that how I got him in that position was one of the greatest bits of work by any promoter ever to grace the work. By the way, he put the work in. I will always say Conor Benn works very hard. But me, on my tombstone, just right on the thing, I want to say, great guy, loving father, and what a job you did with Conor Benn. That will go down in...
Veteran sports broadcaster Simon Jordan and trainer Frank Smith discussed the possible showdown between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn, while also touching on the wider issues connected to the fight, including the ongoing controversy over performance-enhancing drug allegations. Smith regarded Garcia as the stronger fighter in terms of both ability and experience, describing the matchup as the toughest test Benn has faced so far. However, he maintained that Benn remains a serious threat. His commitment to training, toughness, and aggressive fighting style could create problems for Garcia, especially with so much attention surrounding the event.
To one of your old stablemates, now being paired up with Ryan Garcia. We've now seen Conor Benn. He's going to go into what I consider to be a real fight for him. What's your reaction to that fight?
Yeah, I think it will be the hardest fight of his career to date. One thing about Conor Benn, as much as my views may have changed personally, he trains very hard. He'll give it his all. It's going to be a great fight and it will be an entertaining fight, I'm sure. I think Ryan Garcia, though, arguably is another level to the opponents he's been in terms of levels. But I can't write Conor off. I'm not going to sit here and write him off in that fight because he's going to go out there. This changes his life. He's had a dream to become the WBC world champion. I'd anticipate that belt is on the line unless there's any differences with Zuffa. But yeah, I wish him all the best. It's a great fight. It's a massive fight for the sport of boxing.
I mean, some people could be mean-spirited, not me, and say it's the battle of the PEDs. But in this instance, would you have put Conor Benn into a fight with Ryan Garcia?
Yeah, look, I said it publicly before. It was a huge fight. I said the build-up for it will be massive. It's two big characters in Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. From the UK, US coming together. I guess they do it in the US, in Vegas probably. So yeah, of course, if we were still promoting Conor Benn, of course that would be a fight that we would target. And wish them both all the best.
Max Kellerman sees Ryan Garcia as a clear favorite heading into a potential meeting with Conor Benn, putting the matchup at approximately 3-1 in Garcia's favor. Kellerman believes Garcia's elite hand speed, accuracy, and experience against high-level opponents could give him a notable advantage over Benn, who is still building his resume at the top of the division.
Ryan Garcia would be a minus 350 favorite. Conor Benn would be plus 250. When you add it all up, it's about a 3-1 type fight, Mike. The odds makers are saying that Ryan is 75% likely to win the fight, more or less. Who would you be putting your money on with those odds?
With those odds, I'm putting my money on Conor Benn.
One thing that makes this fight so good to me is because what they both have in common is this: the better the opposition, the better they take the.
How do you see the fight playing out when Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn finally meet in the ring? Let us know your prediction in the comments below.